Good morning, everybody. Today is May 28th, Tuesday, and I know I gave you a reading for the week yesterday, but today I'm just going to do a daily reading. Oh, and also, I got a response from yesterday's reading from a gentleman named Mr. Diamond. Okay, Mr. Diamond, I hear you on that. It's really odd because when I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning, I began to realize that I was having some issue with a female friend of mine who's a really, really close friend. I remember yesterday's reading, it was the Queen of Cups that came up in the recent past. And I've known this young lady for about 30 years and I haven't heard anything from her in a long time. And I was wondering, I wasn't losing sleep over her, but I've been wondering for a long time because it's not like her not to contact me periodically here and there and vice versa. And so it hasn't been a year, but it's been about a good 8 months since I haven't heard from her. And I was really wondering and starting to worry what's going on with her because we're such good friends, and I know some things that were happening in her life that really made me wonder. So I've got to reach out. I have reached out. I haven't heard from her, but I'm going to reach out again. And I think what I'm going to do is contact her family to see if she's okay, because I'm concerned about that. If she's moving on and she's doing other great things, which I saw in the cards, that's fine too. I understand that. I just want to know that she's okay. Anyway, so Mr. Diamond, do what you have to do. Thank you so much for your message, and carry on. Okay, so with today's reading, let's see. I already shuffled the cards, so first card up is, this time it's another woman. It's the Queen of Pentacles, and she's a very practical person. She could be she could be an earth sign, so she could be Virgo, or can't think of the other two earth signs off the top of my head. But anyway, and it just happens that my female friend that I'm concerned about, she happens to be an earth sign as well. Anyway, this woman is really good. She's very, very patient, and she's really good with money. So she could be a supervisor or something like that. Alrighty, second card. 3 of Cups. This is what's crossing her. So it could be that she's just busy having a good time with her friends. There's 3 women here, and this is partying and enjoying yourself. Some kind of emotional situation that makes her feel really happy and gay. So if it happens to be the woman that we were talking about yesterday, then she's really okay, and she's pretty happy right now. She's still enjoying her life. Okay. Sorry. Okay. This is the Death card. It does not mean a physical death. Don't let it frighten you, but it does represent a big change in somebody's life. So, being the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles that first came up, and then the 3 of Cups on top of that. It just means that maybe she's just been so practical and work all the time, taking care of her family and never taking any time out for herself. She just decided, you know what? It's about me now, and I need to relax, and I'm going to enjoy myself. So she's made a major decision, major change in her life, and she's moving on with it. Doesn't mean that she doesn't care about you or anything else like that, but she's taking some me time out, and good for her, because that's what she needs to do. Anyway, so this represents a major change. Now, sometimes this card could also represent a major change that's very difficult for you to accept. So if that's the case, sit back, do some meditating, get your head on straight, because she's okay. You just have to get your head on straight and your emotions together so that you can move on with your life, because this change is inevitable. It's a universal change, and there's no going back. You can't change this to be the way that you want it to be. It's a universal change. It's right timing for this individual who's moved on or made whatever changes it is. But it's a major change, and that door is closed. So just carry on. Do the best that you can. And I hope that your heart will start to feel a lot lighter, because a lot of times this card can be really difficult. Very difficult to accept. But it's a change that had to happen. Okay? And that has to do... it has to do with the past. So this change has been in the works for a while, and it seems like she probably just said, okay, that's it. I really got to make this change now. I got to do it. Or it could be you that has to make that change. Maybe you want to get out and enjoy your life more, because you've been so busy helping another woman out. Could be your mother, your sister, your could even be a male who is sensitive and expresses more of his feminine features, because all men and all women have masculine and feminine in each of us, and we all have to learn how to balance the masculine and the feminine within us. So it could be a male that's just a really kind, sensitive person that you've been working with for a long time. Could be a partner as well. And but it's time. It is time for a change, and I would say that change is past due. All right, here we go. This is the Four of Wands. So this is happy family life. Just that family is really, really happy. It falls in the recent past. The Death card falls in the distant past. The happy family life falls in the recent past. So it could be that she has decided that I got to make a big change in my family because I don't like the way it's been going. We need to have more fun or whatever, and enjoy ourselves. So this could be something that was just recently happened, or the happy home life is just on its way out the door. Okay, this is I keep having a hard time getting these cards out from front of my face. Okay, this is the Hermit. It's in the thoughts up above what you're thinking. So this really could be that this woman has decided that it could also be that she decided that even though her home life is really happy, there's no problems in it, she just needs a spiritual change. So she's decided to withdraw a bit because her inner spirit is talking to her, and she needs to get outside of the home, off on her own. So she may have left, or a man may have left, but they're on the right path. You see the light is shining there? Okay, they are on the right path. It's their calling. This is another universal card. So the spirit is moving her. It's not much of anything that, I mean, she has a choice. She can decide to withdraw or not withdraw. But when the soul is talking, and this is more like the soul is talking, it's like you really need to pay attention. And this card is saying, I've been ignoring it for so long that I have no other choice at this point. I can't handle it anymore, and I have got to make this change. I have no other choice. I got to make the change. So she needs some alone time. And that's what she's going to do, because it's a spiritual journey. She's really talking and getting to know who she is and what her real purpose is in life. So you got to let her be, And if it's not a female, it's a male, you got to let him be, because the higher spirits of the universe are talking to her, and there's nothing, or him, there's nothing that you can do about that. Because when it's your turn to really face the truth about yourself on the inside, there's nothing that anybody can do to make you change, because that calling is so strong, you have no other choice. You have to take some alone time. And here's the thing, with life, there's times when we have to party and have a good time, and there's times when we need to be alone, and it's her time or his time to just take it, or it could be your own time where you just need to be by yourself and you need some me time, because you gotta face whatever it is that's inside of you, um, to face the good and the bad about yourself. And the good you keep on doing, and what you think is not so good, change it, because you can. All right, and the wind just blew this card up and said, get on to the next one. So here we go. This is the Lovers. This is another universal card. So whoever this individual is, and I think it's a woman because she was the first one that came up, she also may have met her soulmate. And since this is in the recent past, it may be something that she's just really found out, something that was really missing in her relationship. But excuse me, but she feels like, okay, I need this change. I'm really happy with this person, and I'm gonna make this change for the better. These cards are for the better. I don't see anything really negative, except that you may feel that this is really negative. But with all these good cards in here and having to take time, you know, it if it's your wife, it may be that she just needs to. It's not that she doesn't love you. It's that she just needs some of her own me time to put herself on track to help keep this relationship going in the best successful way that she can. So this is good, and this is in the immediate future. So this soulmate here, this is really, really good. This is a good thing. If it's your mother or somebody like that that is making these changes, maybe she met somebody, her true soulmate. Okay, and it's time for her happiness. So if you're a son or a daughter, or a niece or a nephew who's taking care of somebody that's older than yourself, and they met somebody, leave them alone. Let them have their happiness, because they did what they had to do to get you or themselves to this point in life, and they deserve happiness too. And they're the ones that are in charge of themselves, and they're taking charge, and you have to sit back and just watch them. You wish them well, you say prayers for them, and you just wish them well, because it's their life and they're the ones that's in charge of it, not you. Okay, not me, and not anybody else. Nobody's in charge of my personal life. I'm the one who rides this ship. Okay, nobody's in charge of your personal life. You're the one that guides your ship, you and the spirit in me. Okay, so you have to allow this person that room that they need to go on with their life, because everybody deserves happiness. And this looks like it's in the immediate future, and this looks like this woman is happy. Good for her. I'm glad for her. Okay, and here goes. All right, so this is quick movement. So things have been going on, and balance. So she knows exactly what it is that she wants to do with her life, and she's already been through the ups and downs about it, that kind of thing, and she's steering that ship. You can think of this as like a car, or if you want to think of it in the olden days, where they actually were riding around in chariots. You know, those chariots, they have wheels, and there were no paved roads and things like that. So it was difficult to steer those things. So you had to learn how to balance out your weight, and everything else so that you could steer that thing successfully to get you to the point that you needed to get to without having to fall off. Well, she steered her life to the point where she's not falling off. She knows what she's doing. She's got it together, and good for her. Now, this happens to fall in the seventh position. I know I keep talking about the seventh position. Each position has a meaning. But this particular one I always talk about because this is the one that's thoughts and maybe what you think about the situation. And in the seventh position, this is a difficult position with a positive card on top of it. So if it's you and it comes right across from this one, so that tells me that you're having a really, really hard time with accepting this woman, the change in this woman's life. Don't worry about it. It sounds like to me is that you're worried that maybe she doesn't know what she's doing, or maybe you think that she's too old to be doing this. Hey, it's not your place to decide what an older person's decisions are in their life. It's their position to do that, and they know what it is they're doing. Unless you know for certain that let's say they have Alzheimer's or something like that. But if they were having Alzheimer's or something like that, I don't think that all these other things would be going on in their life. And who knows, it possibly could. That person who has the Alzheimer's could be in a nursing home or something like that where she's being well taken care of, and maybe she met a man in there that really makes her feel good, and let her feel good. It's important for her to feel good about her life. Everybody deserves happiness. She knows what she's doing, even if she has Alzheimer's. When she's on, and she's got it balanced out. Leave her alone. Sorry. I think that in the seventh position, you're the one that's having a hard time balancing out the thoughts, because maybe you feel responsible for that person, and you just need to lighten up a bit. Just back up, lighten up, because that person is going to be okay. She knows more about what it is that she's doing than you think that she does. She's all right. The spirit is with her. Leave her alone. Okay? In the family and friends, this is the way other people look at it. This could be possibly you, a young man, that you may feel like you need to jump in and do the guidance and take control over that person's life. No. When you do that kind of stuff, all you do is break it up. You break it up. You lose it. You lose it. Because think about yourself. You're a full-grown human being. You have ups and downs, and sometimes it's a little bit difficult to decide what kind of decisions you need to make in your life. But you're mature enough that you're going to end up making those decisions yourself because you're mature. Well, if this woman is older than you, she is mature too. She knows what she wants to do. But let's say that your daughter or your son, let's say you're around the age of 60 or even 70, okay? Even at 70, if they have all their wherewithal, they don't need a younger person jumping in their life, controlling it, because they already took care of what they had to do. They got you where you are, okay? They know what they're doing. You still have to go through what they have to go through, okay? You got to go through those steps that they went through, all right? They're at a different phase in life. Leave them alone. Let them go ahead and do what it is that they have to do, because I think at this point in time, they're pretty happy with what's going on. So you need to, if it does come to a point where you need to jump in, let it be a situation where it has to do with their health. If they if they're not feeling well or something like that, you need to take them to the doctor. That kind of thing is okay. If they're having a hard time walking or something like that, but they have a means of mobility, meaning maybe they have an electric chair or something like that, or maybe they have a cast on their foot or whatever, still leave them alone. They know what it is that they need to do. If they just had an accident, which I don't see anything like that happening in these cards, I don't think that that's the issue at all. But if for some reason that it happens to be that, and it's a new situation, sure, go right ahead, jump in, help them get around, because they probably need you to lean on. But after a little while, a few weeks and stuff like that, leave them alone. That's the best thing that they need, because they need movement and they need to be able to handle things on their own like they used to. So think before you speak and think before you jump in. Or if you feel like you need to jump in, ask for permission to jump in. Ask the person, would you like me to do thus and so? Or do you need me to do thus and so? And let them make the decision, not you. Okay? All right, look. This is in the hopes and desires. Okay, so if it's you that's doing the hoping, all their faculties, they have all of their faculties. They have everything that they need to do what it is that they want to do. So just let the person go. You got to let them go. You've been holding on for too long. It's time to let go. It's you that's having a hard time making this change. That person has already in their mind made the change, and you have got to let them go and be who they are. Okay, this is a very good card. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana. When you have 3 or more major arcana, it's the universe that's doing it. So you can look at it if you believe in God, or a master plan, or a power greater than yourself. Then it's the power that's greater than you and greater than that person that's going through this, that's directing what's happening in their life at this particular time. And they're answering the call by withdrawing. They're listening. They are listening to the greater powers of the universe. So it ain't about you. I'm sorry to say, but it is not about you. It's about them and their personal God. Okay? Let it be. They're fine. Okay, and here we go at the crossroads again. And this is a really good card. Focus on yourself. Do what it is that you have to do. And if it happens to be a mother or a sister or somebody that's older than yourself that you know you need to check on here and there, that's okay. Check in on them. I'm not saying give it up. Don't leave them. Just say, okay, I'm going to go and take care of my life and never speak to them again. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you're worrying for almost nothing. So, and I remember the card about indifference yesterday, the message. So this is not something that you need to worry about. What you need to concern yourself is what you want to do with your own personal life and what path it is that you want to take. Okay? So you go on, make your decision. This is the final outcome. Choose what it is that you want to do with your life and go for it. And then just check on the other person here and there. Okay? Because they're fine. You're the one that's not. They are fine. Do that for yourself. And let's look at one more card. Oh boy. This is wonderful. 6 of Wands. Go for it. Just everybody can see everybody can see that this woman is doing really well. She is fine. She's doing what she needs to do for herself. This is a victory card. This is communications as well. So there's plenty of time to talk and stuff like that. Express your feelings, that kind of thing. Don't get angry, upset. Just recognize that person's individual right to decide what it is that they need to do with their life and accept it. Because the shoe on the other foot, They have to accept what it is that you want to do with your personal life. And if there's somebody who can't accept what you want to do with your personal life, then you have to set them on the side and go for what it is for yourself, because you're here for a purpose and you have to fulfill it. And if you don't know what that purpose is right now, that's all right too. There's nothing wrong with that. But you got to go find it. And this one says go find it. So go and do it. Do your thing. Just go ahead and do your thing. It's your time. Your time, not the person in the past. Okay? So that is the reading for today. And I have already shuffled the card for the messages, and two cards came out. So alrighty. So this card says wonderful. Let's see if I can read it like this. It says sometimes being too cautious is just an excuse for being afraid to take risk and move forward. You understand what that's saying to you? Wow, it's amazing how these messages relate to the readings. They're two different decks. They have nothing to do with each other, but they do have to do with the spirit. And so the spirit is saying, here's your message. Stop worrying about the other person, okay? Just go forward. Do what it is that you need to do for yourself. It says, don't use this as your excuse to miss out on something amazing. Something good's ahead for you. And I remember yesterday's card was the Ten of Pentacles. You got money. Focus on yourself. Focus on your career, your job. Go for it. Do what it is that you need to do. All right, here's the second message. It says frustration. Your frustration is not a wasted energy if it is challenged positively to create a better outcome for yourself. Embrace frustration and work with it, not against it. If you're trying to prevent the other person from doing what they need to do with their life, that's why you're frustrated, because you're bumping up against the universe. The universe is saying, this is the way it's going. And the universe always comes out on top. So you need to stop bumping your head up against the wall or the tree that I told you to hug yesterday. Go out there and hug it. Don't sit there and bash your head up against it, okay? Leave it alone. Go enjoy your life. Do what it is that you need to do to get yourself moving forward, because there's a lot of good in your future. So with that, I'm going to end the reading, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.